all sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. We're back at it with episode 104, and it's trade season, Sauce, as the title says. How you going, brother?
Good, mate. Good. Big week coming up in sports. I'll tell you what, probably the most excited thing I am on the cards this tonight to talk about is that, and that's the upcoming UFC card. I'll tell you what, this Sunday it's an absolute belter. We'll go through it. I'll give my opinions on a few fights and also comment on the previous card, which had a cracking main event. So excited to talk about that one. And yeah, with a few trades gone through in the NBA, a few things to chat about on that front.
A few things. Yeah,
and,
we had the draft as well last week, Sauce.
Yep.
So we'll chat about that. A few trades in soccer as well, transfers. Obviously, your mob picked up someone, which is very, very good. My mob is struggling to get people, but they're trying. Then we got a preview of an F1 race this week, Sauce, Eddie Silverstone. The deadline has come. It's come pretty quickly for you and I. We said this is the time where Mercedes is going to make the move. So we'll see what happens there. And then, as you said, UFC card to cover, Le Mans of the week, and a bit of hobby talk. But Sauce, your favorite part is going to come a bit later on. My favorite part could potentially be what you sent me yesterday and what we're starting the show with. Just something a bit out of left field. We're going to go video file here. We'll see what happens. I could stuff this up. It's on my desktop. I saved it on there. No. Come on, mate. We're back. Here we go. Have a listen.
America, think about this, Shady. What has Kevin Durant done for any basketball player that they couldn't have done for themselves? As opposed to what has Steph Curry done for basketball players that they couldn't have done for themselves? I'll start with Steph Curry. Steph Curry made Draymond Green, Klay Thompson first ballot Hall of Famers. Steph Curry got Harrison Barnes a $100 million deal. Steph Curry got Kevin Durant 2 finals trophies. I'm not talking about the MVPs. Obviously, Kevin Durant did that for himself. Steph Curry made Steve Kerr the third winningest person associated with basketball in the history of the Basketball Association, behind only Phil Jackson and Bill Russell. Think about what Steph Curry did for Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala was over the hill past his prime, but Andre Iguodala becomes a finals MVP. Let's talk right now about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins goes from being a top 5 bust of the modern generation to a top 5 two-way player. Think about what Steph Curry has done for everybody. But think about what Kevin Durant has done for people. Kevin Durant hasn't done anything for somebody they couldn't have done for themselves. Kyrie Irving got a ring. Wasn't with KD. James Harden got a league MVP. Russell Westbrook, league MVP. Wasn't with KD. KD hasn't actually done anything to enhance anybody's greatness. When you want to talk about all-time greats, it's how great can you make those around you. Steph Curry has cemented his passing of Kevin Durant on the all-time list, not just because Steph Curry is great, but slick because Steph Curry has made everybody around him greater.
There you go, Sauce. You sent that to me. It was very interesting having to listen to it. He makes some valid points. The great man there. I can't disagree with you. We did say a couple of weeks ago that his legacy is pretty much cooked anyway. So as soon as Curry won that title, the proof is in the pudding. I don't know. What can you say? He's planning on re-signing with the Nets. Kyrie Irving's planning to sign that new deal with the Nets, and he's going to stick around. There's a bit more in that, which we'll discuss in a second. But your thoughts on it when you saw it? I'm assuming that you completely agree with it.
Scrolling through TikTok, and as you do at times, you might sit there 10, 15 minutes, and this one came across the screen. And everything just, as he was going through it, just everything sort of clicked. And it was like, yeah, I mean, you make a very good point. When you compare the two.
Yeah.
And, we know the beef that happened, when KD was at the Warriors, and then obviously seen him leave. And when you go back and listen to that video, I'm not saying that KD is not an amazing basketball player, and I'm sure he does make players better. He has to, just with how much attention he draws on the court. But if you're comparing him and Steph Curry, I think it's like literally night and day. In how well Steph is able to elevate other people around him to that next level, to that championship winning level, and yeah, look, sure, KD went to the Warriors and won 2 chips, but Steph's also won 2 without him. So it really just amplifies how good of a player Stephen Curry is. And I mean, he's definitely 100% in the top 10, greatest to ever walk the planet playing the game of basketball, in my opinion.
I think we're going to have to do
I can't say that about KD. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to get KD in the top 15.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that. I think we might even have to do a list. We potentially might have to go away and come back and do a list. I think we're coming up to our 2-year birthday for this podcast. That's the special, mate. Give our list and see how it varies between the two of us. I think we have a few similarities in our top 10, maybe not in the spots that we think they're at, but yeah, I think that's something we should definitely do. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up. Just a bit of food for thought for people out there that listen to that audio, or if you watch this at a later time, you see that video on the podcast. Just some food for thought. Do you agree or do you disagree with what was said in that? And do you put Stephen Curry higher than Kevin Durant? Anyway, moving on, Saucy. We did have the draft. I'll just go through the top 10 picks. Paolo Banchero to the Magic with 1. Mr. Tank, Chet Holmgren, number 2. He's Mr. Tank. I don't know if you heard, Sauce. He worked out for the Orlando Magic, and he just deliberately bombed his workout because he didn't want to go and play for Orlando. He deliberately was terrible, so they wouldn't pick him. That was his mindset going into the workout. So
I don't know what that says about the Orlando franchise. I
don't know.
I mean, it might be better when Shaq said he's ready to buy it. So maybe when Shaq takes over, buys the franchise.
Or is he going to be playing?
No, he won't be playing. I'll still probably stink. I mean, when I seen that he went to OKC, I put a little story up, said bye Poku. I mean, I find it hard pressed for them to somehow be playing him and Poku together. I just think it just won't work. They're just two big guys that will get exposed too much.
I think Holmgren's good.
Other.
I think Chet's actually a good player. I reckon Poku's a lot of work has to go into him to try and make him a good player. I'm not saying that he never will be. I'm not saying he's a bust, but I think Holmgren's like ready now. You can probably use him a lot more than what Poku is his basketball player.
He needs to get in the third
season.
You got to get him.
Poku's into his third season next season.
Yeah.
So, and he's still a stick. Third was Jabari Smith to Houston. Keegan Murray went 4th. Jaden Ivey 5th. Benedict Mathurin to the Pacers in 6th. Shaden Sharp in 7th to Portland. The Aussie Dyson Daniels to New Orleans with pick 8, which is very good news for the Aussie. Jeremy Sochan to the Spurs with 9. Johnny Davis to Washington in 10th spot. Jalen Duran went to Detroit. They got all the Jalens. No one else really.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't come asking me who would I be collecting. I wouldn't even know at this stage.
I can tell you who you're collecting.
I wouldn't even know at this stage.
No, the Heat, mate. Collect Nikola Jovic. It's the that's who we signed.
What am I getting? The home brand Jokic?
Yeah, we got Jovic.
I'm getting the fucking. You go to the supermarket. They got the home brand
it's
stuff.
All good. Hey, Sauce, it's all good. If we get if he becomes half the player of what Jokic is, I'll be happy. Considering we're going to trade Bam, so we need him to be a pretty decent.
Is that the word on the street? Is it?
No, I just think he's gone. If we want to partner all
He
these
hasn't
guys
improved,
up,
Doma. I'm telling you, he hasn't improved.
I know that. That's why I said to you, this is the guy. You just get rid of him. If you want your Bradley Beal or you want your Kyrie Irving or I don't know, whoever you want at the Heat, you got to get rid of Bam. He's got to go. He's fool's gold. Like, you got to use fool's gold now to enhance your franchise with buckets. Buckets isn't fool's gold. If you're dropping 40 in playoffs, you're not fool's gold, man. You're the real deal. No one just walks around dropping 40 points consistently in the playoffs if they're no good and overrated. So I think he's got to go. And this is the perfect opportunity to use Bam. And as much as I don't want to see him go, potentially partner up Bam in a package with Tyler Hero. He's just won Sixth Man of the Year. His currency is at an all-time high. All-time high. It could be the time to move off of him. I saw that we're looking at trying to get Jay Crowder back. And we're also looking to get Jimmy Butler's son. Wants to come play with his dad. TJ Warren. MJ Warren.
You don't want that.
Hey, if you can't, what do you mean, Sauce? If you can't beat your father, you join up with him. At least no one else can stop him now. The guy that can stop him is on his team.
You got to do something because the way your team's constructed right now, you're not going to get any further than you did.
No. 100%. And here's another few things that have been have played out and that potentially may play out as well. So the Pistons are going to acquire Kemba Walker and the draft rights, as I mentioned, to Jalen Duren. Knicks to acquire the Bucks 2025 first round pick. Your thoughts on Kemba Walker going to the Pistons?
I think it's just playing out his career at this point.
I don't think they're at any benefit because they are sending Jeremy Grant to the Trailblazers, potentially. So,
not a bad pickup for the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Sixers acquired D'Anthony Melton. Grizzlies acquired Danny Green. Bit more shooting for the Grizzlies. A bit more defense. That's what they needed, defense. We haven't mentioned it, but when it did happen, but Mavericks acquired Christian Wood. And Rockets acquired Sterling Brown, Boban Marjanovic, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris. So big Boban's gone, which I'm not too happy
Rockets
about.
have done pretty good business, I reckon. The way they've been able to stack some draft picks, move some guys around. So, yeah.
Matty Cam's in the chat. Yes, I did hear about this.
What happened, Doma?
Apparently, Dyson Daniels, his mother, is a very beautiful woman, and she stole the show. She's just dressed very elegantly. But because she's very beautiful, yeah, you know what guys are like. Their minds wander into different fucking universes and stratospheres that they can't control themselves. So I look there and it's a beautiful. I'm not going to talk about someone else's mother, but she was dressed very beautifully. But you know what it's like on the internet, Source. Like, fuck. Just listen to What Are We Doing Here? You just listen to that podcast. Like, it just sums up everything. I'm learning new things every week from Saucy. I'm trying to bring like mature topics to that podcast, and Saucy's just like, don't worry about mature, Dom. You got to learn about this is happening, that's happening. You wait till the next episode with Mr. Massage himself. Fucking hell, what the hell's going on there? Where do you find this shit? Anyway,
I told you, mate. The scales of the internet, mate. It's a dark place.
Saucy always said to me, he always goes, Doma, there's always a way to make money on the internet. He goes, if you didn't have a job, there'd be a way to find money on the internet. You'd make it. You just got, if you look hard enough, you'll be able to make money. He's not freaking wrong. I'll tell you, he's not wrong. Trade rumors. I'm going to bring that up, Matty. And the rumor is Brunson from the Dallas Mavericks to the Knicks on a massive deal, 4-year deal, $110 million
Take
deal
the money.
to the Knicks.
Take the money.
I don't know what the Knicks are doing. They've lost the plot.
Oh, Brunson, get that payday, baby.
100%. You deserve it. He deserves it, man.
I mean, he doesn't deserve $25 million a year. I mean, he did it for half a season,
bro.
Yeah?
Doesn't matter.
Oh no, but but this is what I'm saying. Take that money. You know what I mean? Get out there, get that bag, son. Get paid. Knicks franchise, I don't think. I think it's going to, bite them in the back, but it's the Knicks, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and no, you shouldn't be. A few other ones. Goran Dragic close to a deal with the Mavericks potentially. Sixers are pursuing Eric Gordon. I'll get back to Kyrie Irving. We'll finish on Kyrie Irving. Knicks calling teams about a Julius Randle trade. You're a couple seasons too late on that one, Knickerbockers. When he dominated, you should have flogged him off.
Thank
Saucy
you.
said it too. Saucy said it. He said he would never do this again. He's in his contract here. He's going to play out of his mind, get signed, and he's going to play shit the following season. And he was on the money. He should have dominated his contract here, and you're going, guess what, mate? We're actually not going to give you a contract. We're trading you. See you later, buddy. And just get picks if you wanted to, and then you can potentially rebuild over time because they're going to try something different in New York. Because at the moment, Pistons want to keep Marvin Bagley, Brunson deal, Knicks to pursue DeJounte Murray as well, Source.
Yeah, not a bad one. Not a bad one.
So expected to secure Brunson's signature and then hopefully get DeJounte Murray as well. So to run a 2-guard combo over in New York. But obviously the interesting one at the moment is the Kyrie Irving situation. He did sign. He's going to sign whatever it is, or he has signed.
Player option, 37 mil.
Player option, yes. Source, 37 mil. Yep. KD said he's going to commit, but a lot of people, a lot of reporters are actually reporting that they've signed him, but it's not 100% guarantee that the sign is a lock-in for the 22-23 season. A lot of people think that it's a sign to secure him so they can now move him on in a trade. So a sign and trade scenario. There's a lot of teams looking at Kyrie Irving. Miami was one of them. Obviously, the Lakers were another one. I put something up on our story, just a bit of a question that I posed to Double Coverage family. And tell me if I'm being ridiculous, Sauce. But you're exercising the rights to have Westbrook come back, and he's going to come back. Do you think Anthony Davis could be on the trading block? Do you think that LeBron, who has been putting up videos of him in New York training and balling out, has obviously seen Anthony Davis say, I haven't picked up a basketball since April. A lot of people said, that's what he usually does anyway. But then I'm on the other side going, well, if that's what he usually does, it hasn't worked his whole career, because if he does the same thing every year, he has the same outcome every year, which is he gets injured. So maybe he should think about changing that up, not taking a break from basketball. Should be finding alternate means to help improve himself. Do you think LeBron's looking at that source and going, this guy just doesn't fucking learn? He actually does not learn. Like, there could be potential here. Let's flog him off. Try and get Kyrie Irving maybe with the Ben Simmons or with the Seth Curry. Try and get some shooters out of it, or see if we can package Westbrook and AD together. Send them over to Brooklyn for Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons. Get Ben Simmons into Los Angeles.
I don't
It's
know.
like you get rid of two big contracts.
See, I think if you send Westbrook and AD that way, I think you're only going to get Kyrie and like some pieces. Maybe you get like shooters. Maybe you ask for like Joe Harris and Seth Curry, and get some shooting around LeBron. And then well, I just don't think you will get Ben Simmons as well as Kyrie.
Yeah, I was just throwing it up there. The contract, it probably wouldn't fit in there. He's got a big contract.
Yeah.
So it's obviously less than what Westbrook's is, I'm pretty sure, because Westbrook's like top 3 top paid player next season. The way the contract works. But besides the point, do you see Anthony Davis being used here potentially?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think it is pretty frustrating, and I reckon LeBron probably is annoyed in seeing what he has said. I mean, you'd hope that they'd have that relationship where they could have that chat, and LeBron could say, like, if we want to win this year, like, we got to be able to. We got to your body's
You
got to
got to
hold
pull your
up
finger
because
out. You got to pull
you
your
got to
finger
put
out.
you
got to do something.
Yeah, like you got to change it up. I don't know. I mean, because he knows, like, you know what you're going to get from Westbrook. I mean, but you know what? I actually hope for Westbrook's sake that, like, just behind closed doors all off season, he's just been working on his 3-point shot, 3-point shot, 3-point shot. Because if there'd just be a point where he could just come back and just shoot it at like a 33%, and those ones where he is wide open, it ends up being like you can't just lag off him anymore. I don't see it happening. That's the sad part. But I wish for his sake that he could make it happen, because it would just, shut so many people up. But I mean, he's never proven that he could. So I don't know. And that's another thing, that annoys me. You got Westbrook. He just never improves. I understand, like, he's such a hard worker, and like he probably, he works extremely hard, probably as hard as
He
LeBron
does.
in that
He
sense,
does.
right? He's just got that hustle mindset. But he's just never improved that 3-point shot, and I just don't get it when guys, multiple guys have gone out and hired, shooting coaches and improve their shot. And I just don't understand how he cannot do that. It just baffles me. So yeah, there's potential. There's potential. I mean, it's funny to say this, that would you rather keep Anthony Davis or would you rather keep Westbrook? With LeBron at his age, you'd probably nearly rather keep Westbrook, because, like, Anthony Davis 100% is going to get injured. Like 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to miss an extended amount of games. He's going to miss like 20 games this season. 100%. Like, it's a given. It happens every season, right? So yeah, I'm with you on that point. We've spoken about this before, getting rid of AD, and he had some value there for a little bit. I mean, I don't know. He still probably has value around the league. I don't see why not. And I think people probably want to actually take him more than they would want to take Westbrook, because he's he's ultra talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what the Lakers
the last
are gonna
one.
do.
The last one source I want to run past you, obviously, because it was interesting one. But John Wall to the Clippers. You liked it, you said,
Yep.
to me.
Yep.
So just a run through now with obviously Paul George, Kawhi Leonard in that team. They got Reggie Jackson, Batum, Zubac signed another deal. They got Morris in there as well. So obviously a great team last year, no Kawhi. Now they get Kawhi back with Paul George and now John Wall.
Yeah. He's, John. I mean, people forget how good John Wall was when he was in his sort of his prime, or when he was fit. Obviously, injuries has, raveled his career a bit. Even though he was fit last season, Houston did not want to suit him up because they didn't want to risk him getting injured again, so that they, could eventually get rid of him. I don't really know. But I like the trade. I like the trade. He career average like 19 points, 19 assists. That's going to be a good little addition to what already is a good Clippers side. And if Kawhi comes back fit, PG comes back fit, I think that's going to be a nice little trio there. And John Wall's still got that speed to blow by people. He's not, he hasn't lost that step. So
he's not a scrub. As simple as that.
Yeah, he's not a scrub.
He's a good player, man.
He's a good player. So, I think it's going to be really nice him facilitating and taking a bit of pressure off PG and Kawhi to make plays. And then, in a sense, PG will be able to play a bit of more of a knockdown shooter role, which he's proven that he can do that at a high level. And then Kawhi, he's no dud up from the 3-point line himself. They got some other good shooters there. Luke Kennard, who's proven to step up. He stepped up massively last season in the absence of Kawhi. So, yeah, nice little team they're putting together down Clipland. I think it looks like the better of the two teams out of LA at the moment, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Don't disagree with that at all. All right, Saucy. We'll obviously cover that week to week, see what happens next in the NBA. But let's move on to a bit of soccer, the world game. A few interesting things have happened. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus signed with Arsenal. Good pickup. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the third person in question. I think Chelsea is going to swoop in and take Rafinha from Leeds, unfortunately, for yourselves. But it would have been great to have all three of them. Martinelli.
We needed a striker. Yeah, well, I mean the wings we can, we've got a little bit of depth there.
But it's a great pickup. It's what you needed, which is fantastic.
I did on my tongue in cheek on my story, say, shared the little image that they had up on the Arsenal page, and I said, welcome to the Gunners. I hope you enjoy finishing outside the top four. Yeah. So welcome, Gabriel Jesus, but out of the top four is our means these recent years. Let's hope with your signing and the few guys that we have brought in, we can change that next season.
A few other things. PSG willing to sell Neymar this summer. That's because of his massive contract. They don't want to be stuck with it. I think there's a clause in there that kicks in, so they don't want that. They don't want to be stuck with it, so they probably want to move on from him. Chelsea was rumored to be looking to get him. We'll see what happens with that. There hasn't been really much on that. We've got to wait to see what Fabrizio says, to be honest. Thomas Lemar on the market. Atletico is looking to sell him. Tottenham set to offer Richarlison, which was a few days ago, and that heated up once again a couple of days ago as well. Chelsea open talks with De Ligt from Juventus, which is
they're obviously
probably needed
with Rudiger moving on.
Yes, correct.
To Real, so yeah, probably needed. There's also a couple of notable ones. Sadio Mane is out to Bayern Munich from Liverpool, which we haven't spoken about. That was an interesting move for Sadio himself. In his career, I don't know, probably, wanted a change of scenery. I don't know. Had amazing success and an amazing career at Liverpool, Champions Leagues, league titles, done it all. So probably looking for a new challenge. There's any news on Lewandowski where he's, potentially
I think he's pretty much going to be at Barcelona. They'll end up working that out. An interesting one also, Man City reached an agreement to get Calvin Phillips. So he's going to go over to Man City. It's a good pickup, if you ask me.
Probably unnecessary, but anyway.
United trying to get Anthony from Ajax. Also close to this transfer with De Jong, who doesn't even want to be at United. But anyway, we'll take a guy that's disgruntled and we'll put him in our team and we'll see what happens. I guess we just roll with the punches, Sauce. Another interesting one, which is a great pickup, to be honest, and that is Gareth Bale going to the MLS. So another good pickup for the MLS, who've already got Chiellini's gone over there. They've got Gareth Bale over there. They've got Insigne over there. Who else is over there, Sauce, that's gone across? I think there was another person that went over there. They've got Messi next year. The following year. Messi's going there as well. They've had Zlatan, who was there. They've done great things. I heard a rumor, Source. I don't know if this is actually going to be, if this is confirmed, that this is why it is a rumor, but Melbourne Victory potentially going to sign Nani. Potentially. The former Man United Nani. So
he was playing at the Orlando Pirates there, I believe.
Yeah. So the rumor is potentially he could be coming down, apparently.
Oh,
but
wow.
That's what rumor. Cool. But that's what a rumor is. Not true just yet. It says here Bayern want a 60 million euros for Barca's target, which is Lewandowski. So we'll see what happens there. I think that's pretty much it on the news. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus went to you. Anyone else? Di Maria signed with Juventus. So good pick up for Juventus there.
Yep.
Chelsea contacted Man City over Sterling. Obviously, Lukaku's going to probably go back to...
he's going back to Inter on the
Inter.
loan deal, I believe. Just crazy how that just hasn't worked out for him again in the Prem. He comes to the Prem and he just falls apart like, it crumbles.
Next time, just listen to me, mate, on this pod when I said he'd do absolutely fuck all. I called it before the season. I said he'd do absolutely nothing. I said United wasn't the problem for Lukaku. I said Lukaku was the problem for Lukaku. I said that. I said he'd do nothing. And he fell out of favour at the club. Thomas Tuchel didn't even want to play him. The big signing for the summer. And he goes, well, I don't want to play him. Because he fell out of favour. And then lucky last, anything else here? Nothing. Apparently freaking Bayern Munich won Ronaldo, but I'll believe it when I see it. He's not going anyway. Next up, Source, F1 preview. Silverstone is this week. The time and the test for us is right now. We said this was the moment they'd get some poles, which they've got, the Mercedes, leading into their home race. But we said they would win Silverstone, the British Grand Prix, which is this weekend.
And I mean, they've picked up their pace. Their straight line speed was really, really good in the last race. Obviously, they're probably going to improve that over the 2 weeks of testing that they've had time to do a bit of testing and make a few modifications to the engine and tweak a nut, tweak a bolt here and there. So, I mean, you can't rule it out. And we'll see qualifying. Have they got the speed? And I'll tell you what, Doma, I really do hope for your sake that it comes off and because you've been calling it out for weeks.
I would,
and it would be hilarious. You actually look like the F1 Oracle.
It won't happen. It won't happen. Like, it won't happen at all. But you know what? You can only hope that out of the two Mercedes, that it's George Russell that actually wins it, not Lewis Hamilton. But
let's be honest, Verstappen's looking mighty tough right now.
He's looking too good. Obviously, a few. So that's that's on Sunday, our time. Sorry, Monday morning. So midnight is lights out for the start of that race. So off the grid, we'll be back. I'm going to say going into that one. Interesting things. I just want to bring this up. I don't know if you heard about this, Source, but I think I've got to get this 100% right. So I'm pretty sure, it was. So Nelson Piquet Sr., who was a former driver in Formula One, came out on a newscast. I think it was I don't know if it was an older newscast or it was just recent this week, but I think it was an old one. It was referring to when Hamilton put Verstappen into the wall at like 51 Gs. You remember that race from last season, Saucy? Yeah. But he didn't refer to Lewis Hamilton as Lewis Hamilton put him into the wall. He called him a word in Portuguese, and that word actually refers to little N-word, and he called him that multiple times. Literally multiple times. And obviously F1 put out a statement. A lot of people are now saying that F1 need to put up or shut up. They got to actually ban him from the paddock, and that's it. Like, you can't have that guy having anything to do with Formula One. Like, he just did it so casually. Like, it's actually fucked. So my whole thing is, like, there's no room for any of that stuff in not just racing.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. What? Yeah. Anyway. People don't really learn, do they, Doma? I mean, that's one thing we've probably come to realize.
They'll never learn. Source. They'll never learn. Humans, mate, never learn from mistakes. No matter what happens, they still think things like this are acceptable. So, as much as I'm not Lewis Hamilton's biggest fan, you can't go around doing stuff like that. Like, I would never refer to him as that ever. Like, that's just not on. It's wrong. And like, we're against all that stuff. And Formula One did, the FIA did a great job putting out a statement, but now it's time to put up or shut up for the FIA. You got to make some moves on this bloke, mate. Make sure he's not around F1 ever again, or else it's not just a slap in the face to Formula One fans of Lewis Hamilton. It's a slap in the face to Lewis Hamilton, which is he is a champion of the sport. He's not the GOAT, but he's a champion of the sport source. So put that out there. So tune in this week. We'll have Off the Grid on. Sauce and I will be losing the plot as per usual. And we'll move on to the AFL Sauce. It's heating up. We're almost there. It's on the back end of the season.
Back into the season. This is where it gets juicy, Doma. There's going to be a tough race for that final 8. The ladder is jammed.
Well, yeah, it is. It literally jammed. Round 15, start with the Thursday night game. Melbourne defeated the Lions by 64 points, 16-21, 117 to 7-11.
You did say they wouldn't lose 4 in a row, and then they'd come back this week. And I mean, what a emphatic performance to let everyone know that they're still the best side in the comp, because they've
just
whooped the
smashed
second.
them.
They 1-2 on the ladder, and they absolutely slapped them. And just goes to show that, I mean, Brisbane's best can be really, really good, but their worst is just so far off Melbourne.
Melbourne's best is just...
And I mean, even at their worst, I mean, they didn't really cop any... I think one game they got beaten pretty badly, and the rest are still sort of competitive. But when they've got it on, they're just brilliant to watch.
100%. Then we had Dogs defeating the Hawks by 42. West Coast defeating Essendon by 10. Saucy went with his Bombers. I said they wouldn't win this game because the Eagles had a few wins, and I was on the money. So
you know what, Tomo? We should have won the game.
Yeah, you should have won the game. I watched this. You should have won.
We could have had a lot of chances, and you can't waste your chances like that and expect to win games of football. On the flip side, West Coast was very, very accurate in that first half, and that's what kept them in the game. Whereas we were very inaccurate, and instead of being up by 4 or 5 goals at half time, we were only we were down by a goal, up by 1 goal at half time. So
it was good to see though, Sauce. From a supporter, like as a football watcher perspective in myself, but also probably as a week in, week out Essendon supporter, it was great to see that your game plan from St Kilda the week before, which was pressurised football, was played in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter when you kick 1 goal back and went, oh, you know what, we probably can win it from here. That's generally what I saw running through the Essendon players' heads. Oh, we can probably win this from here with 3 minutes left. When you could have done it when there was 8.5 minutes left, and you probably would have won the game by 2 goals. West Coast couldn't do anything. They kicked 2 goals at the end off rebounds. But the ball was stuck there. They could not get it out.
Yeah.
Essendon were playing, it was relentless pressure. It was relentless.
How we should have played throughout the game. Look, I still think a lot of it has come down to the coaching. The season's done, Doma. We need to keep playing some guys that are in the reserves, and in my opinion, should be getting more games into them, and just see how we go. And I mean, I think it's going to be a long wait for Essendon fans. Don't get your hopes up, because if we're stuck with Rutten again next season, tell you what,
have fun.
Don't. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
We had the Blue Baggers defeating the Dockers by 31, 81 to 50. Great showing by the Blue Baggers. Came out obviously against another premiership contender, and they just put them to bed here in Melbourne. Then we had probably game of the round, and that is the Cats versus the Tigers. 3-point winners, obviously. The big moment, Jack Henry, I know, but the big moment was obviously Tom Stewart.
That was it. You know what I felt like when I seen that bump? Oh, I thought I was watching I've got an old. You know what? It's actually on VCR. That's how long ago I got it. Right? It's called The Electrifying 80s, and it's all about 80s football. And I tell you what,
where they
some of
just
the
punch people in the head.
some of the shirt fronts in there, oh, they are brilliant to watch. And I thought I had flashbacks. I thought I was watching electrifying 80s VHS tape.
Well, electrifying 80s in the 2020s source gets you 4 weeks. So that's what Tom Stewart's looking at. 4 weeks.
What are your thoughts on the people saying that there should be a potential red card rule? Because he's something blatant like that. Should he be sent off to not play for the rest of the game? Because Prestia wasn't allowed to come back. He's done.
That's a tough one because they do use the red card rule at different levels of the game. Obviously, not in the highest form of the game. So there is red cards and yellow cards out there.
Footy, yeah.
Yeah. So AFL always talk about consistency. Might be something they have to look into. Can't replace him. You go a man down. Probably, puts onus on the players not to let down their side by doing stupid shit like that in the game. Even like yellow cards and stuff, like get a warning in a game, you get yellow carded, and then it stops them from doing something. Sometimes players go through moments where they continuously just do really dumb and really bad things to the opposition because they're just hyped up. But, it probably can be stopped if you showed them a yellow card. They go, oh, shit, I really can't continue in doing this because if I do it again, probably going to get sent off. And if he does continue to do it and does get sent off, not for anything, his leadership team will reprimand him because they'll be like, mate, you got yellow carded, so that was your warning to settle down. And you've obviously just still flown off the handle and you've not just let yourself down, but you let the team down. Like, we've had a send-off. We've had to activate it. Like, it potentially could be that you get sent off and you can't activate the sub.
Yeah, well, subs are there for injury.
So, exactly. So, you'd be a man down for the whole game. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I really don't. Your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's something the AFL is going to look. I'm telling you, there was that much hysteria about it. Got so much news and press on the footy shows this week. I just think it's something they're going to look at.
Funnily enough, Source.
It's just typical fashion for the AFL to do
Geelong.
Like that, so.
Seriously, Geelong. If there's any, like now when you go to tag a Geelong player, it's actually going to work. Because the Oracle mentioned something to me, Source, very early on in the season. And I actually agreed with him. I genuinely agree with him. As crazy as this sounds, what I'm about to say, you guys out there might be like, fuck, Dom, you've actually lost the plot here. Why are you even bringing this up as a potential footballing tactic? You should have tagged Tom Stewart from round 5. Every single time you play Geelong, you tag Tom Stewart. He's the most damaging player on their team. I know he's a full back, and players go, oh, you can't tag a defense. Yes, you can. You tag him out of the game. You've got to make everyone else move the ball. You've got to make everyone else, like, he's the general at the back. If you stop his switch, you stop his movement of the ball, he's helping transition.
Marks.
Yeah, he's intercept marks. He's helping transition of the football from defense to attack. He's literally the rock of the football team.
I'll be interested to see how they go this next 4 weeks without him.
That's what I'm saying. Now that you actually tag whoever their best midfielder is, like you can tag that guy out of the game, for example, but you got no Tom Stewart to worry about. So, but then the problem is Tom Stewart comes back in 4 weeks' time and they still tag the guy. And Tom Stewart's like, oh, you can tag that guy. He's irrelevant. I'm the most important player in the team. So I don't know what you idiots are doing. I'll get 40 possessions and play 10 intercept marks a game. And I'm the most damaging player on the football field. But it's okay because you give me free reign every week. What, is it because we haven't thought about tagging a freaking defender ever? Like, anyway, maybe I'm just the obtuse one here, Source, looking at just weird things. Like, anyway, not things that make sense. Anyway, the Swans bounced back, beating the Saints by 51. The Saints were deplorable. They were genuinely terrible.
Saints coming to this true Saints we know. Are they going to fall off and miss out on the 8? It'd be pretty bad after the
I don't
start
know.
that they had.
Oh, it's not great.
Alarm
Tyson
bells are
Beck.
ringing for the Saints.
Crows no better than Essendon, says Tyson. And Jared, we are well. Hope you are well.
Rad Ripper. That's Rad Ripper, I believe.
Yes. And then North versus Adelaide versus Tyson's boys. No, well, what can I say? 57-point loss. I think North
You
Melbourne.
played one good quarter. You played good in the first quarter. You
It's
look
okay,
good.
don't worry about that. You know, we're
Typical
officially
North
last now.
style.
We're officially last, Sauce.
You also broke a record with that loss.
We did. I was going to bring that.
You know?
I was going to bring that up. Yeah. I think it was 10 consecutive games by beaten by over 40 points.
The most in history.
Most in history. So congratulations, North. It'd be the first time also in the history of the football club that we won 2 wooden spoons in a row, considering we'd never won a wooden spoon until last year. So making history again this year. So we win back-to-back spoons. Another piece of history source. That means we're going to be back-to-back when it comes to number 1 picks. Hopefully another stat that doesn't get cemented in history is that we don't have back-to-back number 1 picks leaving the fucking football club after 2 seasons. So hopefully we can avoid that one. But we'll see what happens there. We still got Hawk France. He's not gone yet. But we'll see what happens. North, struggling big time. Genuinely struggling.
Yeah.
There's passages
They're
of play,
struggling.
there's passages of play. I watch my football side and I go, shit me. You know, like when we transition the running carry sometimes, we look so good. So good. But it's that
one guy I was watching this I feel sorry for? David Juniac, because he has a fair dinkum crack.
I told you, man. I told you. The comp was Judd. It was like watching
in that first half, he was having a fair dinkum crack, and he just didn't get much support. I tell you what, I feel sorry for the bloke.
There's nothing. His shoulders are sore, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. His shoulders are sore.
They're bloody killing him. Then we had the Pies defeating the Giants by 11. The Giants fought back in this. But, the Pies kicked 11 goals, 22 behinds. The game should have been done and dusted by halftime.
Yes, it should have.
But, they kept them in it. They came back, and kudos to them. But Pies were too strong. And then the last game of the round was a 2-point victory by the Port Adelaide Power, defeating the Suns, 93-91. So Ripper there. Port Adelaide looking pretty good, trying to get into the 8. I'll just open the light up. Let's go to round 16. Give our tips quickly, Source. We've got Lions versus Dogs tomorrow night, 7:20. Love a Thursday night game.
Where at?
It is at the Gabba.
I'm going to go the Lions. They'll bounce back.
Yeah, so am I. Bounce back. Yeah, I agree. We've got Blues versus Saints at Marvel on Friday night.
Blues.
Yeah, Blues as well. We've got the Dons versus the Swans at the G, Saturday Arvo, 1:45.
Swans. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm going Swans. Crows v the D's, Twilight, 4:35 at Adelaide Oval.
D's.
Yeah, I'm going D's. We got the Cats versus North Melbourne at GMHBA Stadium, 7:25 Saturday night.
This could be ugly, Doma.
How do we get a Saturday night game? This is
just because it's in Geelong.
Tell you what, David King, Wayne Carey, Corey McKernan, Sav Rocco, if you're listening, mate, you better head down to GMHBA and put a kit on. Because we need all the help we can get. Because this could be really bad. We're lucky Tom Stewart's not playing.
Yeah, I reckon you'll lose by 60 points, Doma.
And the rest. Gold Coast versus Collingwood at Metricon.
I'm going to go Gold Coast.
I'm going Pies. I'm going to keep backing them. I've backed them consistently, yo. They haven't let me down. I'm going Pies again. Sunday, 2:10 at the G. Tigers versus West Coast.
It's going to be a good game.
Nat Nui could be back this week.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to go with the Tigers.
I'm going Tigers as well.
I think it's going to be a good game.
GWS versus Hawthorn Giant Stadium.
Yeah, GWS.
And the last one is Freo versus Port at Optus Stadium.
Flagmantle will bounce back this week.
I agree. I'm going Flagmantle as well. The ladder has the D's on top, Geelong in second. I tell you what, the North one, they might want a nice percentage boost, so the Cats could just decimate us here. Brisbane in third, Fremantle in fourth, Carlton and Sydney are fifth and sixth, Collingwood in seventh, Dogs into the eighth in eighth spot, and then we have equal with the Dogs, Richmond and St Kilda on 32 points, and then a game out of the 8, we have Gold Coast and Port 11th and 12th, and then the rest of the teams have got no chance of making it. So no chance, no point talking about them. All right, so let's move on. UFC, sorry.
UFC, Doma, I'll bring up the card.
Here we go.
That happened on the weekend. Watched a few of the bouts. We'll go through the main card. We had Chris Curtis, third round decision over Rodolfo Vieira in the middleweight division. Then we had Umar Nurmagomedov defeating Nathan Manes, third round decision. Absolutely dominated him. He moves him to 15-0. So in the bantamweight division, look out for Nurmagomedov. He'll be fighting for the title at some point in the near future. I'm telling you right now, he's a beast. Just freak. So look out for that him. And I would, pick up some of his rookie cards if you come across them. Thiago Moises, submission in the first round over Christos Giagos. Was a nice submission. Heavyweight, Josh Parisian defeated Alan Bordeaux. Doma, I knew this one would not go the distance. First round, Alan Bordeaux had Josh Parisian in absolutely all sorts. Absolute all sorts. Parisian sort of just held out to the second round, scraped through the round, and came out in the second round and just turned it around mightily. This is why I love watching the big boys, because they go in there absolutely banging. And Josh Parisian got Bordeaux with an absolute clean shot, and then just put him to sleep with a number of punches on the ground, and the referee had to stop the fight. Then the welterweight, you had Shamkat Rakhmonov went to 16-0 with a submission over Neil Magny. This guy here is going to be a gun. Welterweight division, look out for him. Shavkat Rakhmonov out of Kazakhstan. He's going to be a beast. So definitely suggest, you see some of his rookie cards in future sets. Have a look out for them. And main event, we had lightweight division. Matheus Gamrot defeated Armin Tasturican. Fifth round decision. It was a very close fight. A lot of sprawling, a lot of, position changes, good feet, on the feet striking, and then good grappling. Had a bit of everything this fight. Gamrot probably got it because he defended quite a few takedowns, and then was able to, when he did get takedown, switch up the positions and get in an advantageous position after he'd been taken down. So, you get good points for that on the score cards. And then on the feet, it was pretty even. So probably deserved it in the end. But if they did give it to Amren, I probably wouldn't have been, surprised. But nonetheless, I believe all judges had it to Gamrot. That was a very good fight. Doma, that was UFC on ESPN last week. It's all about this week. UFC 276, and
This
it
card
is one of the biggest cards going around. Like even the prelims, early prelims. I mean, it's just Uriah Hall, Adrian Munez. That's on the early prelims, Doma. Then in the prelims, you got Duplessis, who's had, I think, his last two fights had 2 knockouts against Brad Tavares in the middleweight. You got Ian Gary, who's 9-0 against Gabe Green in the welterweight. That's a cracking fight. Donald Cerrone on short notice has stepped up, said, yep, no worries, I'm here to make a paycheck. Throw me in there against Jim Miller. Brad Riddell against Jalen Turner in the lightweight. Cracking fight there as well.
Here we go.
Then on the main card, you got Pedro Munez against my boy Sean Sugar O'Malley, who this is a big step up in class for Sugar O'Malley. So let's see how he handles Pedro Munez. Obviously a seasoned veteran. Let's see how he goes. Robbie Lawler, who showed everyone that he's not done and his best might be still yet to come. Absolutely, with putting on an absolute clinic in his last fight, goes up against Brian Barberena. That's going to be a belter in the welterweight division. This fight here is this is why it's the third top fight on under the two main fights. Sean Strickland against Alex Pereira in the middleweight division. Pereira, they're trying to fast track his rise up the middleweight division. I'm not sure if you know the history about Alex Pereira, Doma. He's actually a former kickboxer, used to fight in the same association as Israel Adesanya, also a previous kickboxer before he came to the UFC. And Alex Pereira has actually beaten Israel Adesanya in kickboxing. So he's now in the UFC. They're trying to pair them up in a big super fight. Israel Adesanya has also beat Pereira, so let me just make that clear. Not it's one-way street. They beat each other. But people, they seem to think that he's going to be the guy to dethrone Adesanya, obviously as long as Adesanya gets past his fight this weekend. But before we get to the Adesanya fight, it's our boy Alexander the Great Volkanovski against Max the Man Holloway. I think they call him the Man because I'll tell you what, he is a man because he gets hit a lot. Number 3, the trilogy. Volkanovski has said he's got nothing to prove. He's beaten him twice, but you know what? The people want to see this fight, so I got told Uncle Dana to make it happen, and we get that paycheck, and I'll go out there. I'm ready like I've ever been. He's on another level. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Volkanovski's on another level. I don't know how he gets this fight done. Whether it goes to 5, it doesn't matter. His cardio is the best there's ever been in the octagon. I'm telling you that. It might get stopped. He might submit him. I don't know, but Alexander the Great does not lose. He wins against Max Holloway. I'll put my house on it. I'll put my whole car collection on it. I'm telling you right now, it's getting done.
This is big.
I can't see him get beaten.
Let's go.
Volk's looking at bigger, better things. Volk's looking at, if I take out Max this time, then who they got for me? They got no one. I could go to another, division and potentially start challenging there. Right? That's what he's looking at. So, he gets the job done here. What's next for Volk? We'll see. Still going to get past Max, but I'm confident that he gets the job done. I'm going to say Volkanovski, it goes the distance like the other ones have, and Volkanovski wins on points. Then, main event, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya against Jared Cannonier. This should be a good fight. I think they may have fought once before, and Adesanya has won. Cannonier has obviously rose back up, improved his game. But at the same time, Adesanya's improved his game. Should be a good fight, but I don't see Izzy losing. I think Izzy won't have enough to knock him out. I think this fight could go the distance as well, and he will win on points.
Bang. Big card source. Tune in, ladies and gents.
Massive card. This weekend, prelims start from 10 a.m., early prelims start from 8 a.m.,
bloody hell.
And main card starts from 12 p.m., but it is going to be massive. If you're looking at what time the main fight will be on, probably be on around 1:30, 1:30 around there. So somewhere between 1 and 2, those main fights.
Nice. All right, tuning in. Very nice. All right, Sauce, Lamont of the week. I'm throwing it to you this week because you brought it up to me. I didn't even know this was actually happening. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. So over to you.
Yeah, look, Doma. You know what it is? I'm so sick of just every year something with our great game has to change. The rule makers always have to find something to tinker with. Never can we go an off season without having some sort of rule change. And there's another one, Dom. There is another one.
Mid-season this time.
This is what baffles me as well. We're having mid-season rule changes. We've played, 14 games
15.
with the way it is, 15, and now we're changing it, right? AFL changes protected area rule, making a mockery of the game, which players were exploiting. They were exploiting. I guess that's why they've changed it. AFL has, this is an article courtesy of Fox Sports, so feel free to Google it, just rule change, and Fox Sports and click on the latest article. The AFL has tweaked the protected area rule following criticism about 50-meter penalties being given unfairly against some players. The league has informed clubs that players can now infringe the 10-meter protected area if they have split from their opponent and are trying to run with them. Previously, players were allowed to follow their opponent into the area around a player who has marked the ball if they were within 2 meters of the opponent. Now the opponents can split apart, but a 50-meter penalty will not be given against the defender who is trying to clear the zone. The defender must still clear the zone area as soon as possible. So, and this goes on to say here, prime example was the Matt Wolfe incident against St Kilda. I'm not sure if anyone's seen that 50-meter penalty, but it was absolutely ridiculous. I could see why they've changed the rule, but this just sniffs of, we know we've got a shit rule. Instead of just getting rid of the rule because it's actually a shocking rule, let's tweak it so we don't look like absolute buffoons by just canning it, and let's just tweak it and change the wording of it so that the umpires have a bit more leeway. And you want to know what it's going to look like now, Doma? It's going to look like how it was before, right? Because that tweak is now going to give the umpires that common sense ability to go, well, he's just trying to get out of there, because the way the umpires were doing it was by the letter of the law, which was if the player is not within 2 meters of the trailing player and he's in the protected, it's a 50. So the umpire's actually not doing anything wrong, because the way the rule is written, if you read that back, if he's not within 2 meters and they get split, because what the player does, tries to run around the back, get that little received handball, and sometimes they'll dummy it. They'll pretend like they'll go left and then they dummy right, and the trailing player still goes left, right? And because now he's not within 2 meters of the other player who's now quickly done a little cheeky and gone right, that's how the players are exploiting it. They were giving him 50. So by the letter of the law, so no one is to blame. Not the umpires is to blame. The AFL is to blame in the absolute shambles we have today of a game. The rule changes year after year, stuffing up what was once a brilliant game. Because in my opinion, some of the rules that we have now is actually a joke. And the stand one is should be the next to go. I don't care what people say. It's a dumb rule, right? For that, AFL, for just fucking up the game, because I'm telling you, speak to 50 people, and 50 people who are passionate footy fans will tell you their number one pet peeve is the AFL's ridiculous always changing of rules and tweaking of rules that don't actually make the game better, right? Think about when they had the hands in the back rule. They've completely gotten rid of that. Now you can fucking shove guys in the back however hard you want. You get no free kicks called against you, right? Push in the back. They don't call that anymore. Doesn't matter. You can do whatever the hell you want. At one stage, you couldn't even put your finger on their back and you get called a free kick. But they've got rid of that one, haven't they?
I got a good one for you too before you give him the Le Mans sauce. I don't know if you caught the GWS Collingwood game. What happened with Steel side bottom? I don't know if you caught this. What happened was Steel side bottom got a free kick. GWS gave away a 50. He goes to the goal line to take his kick directly in front on the edge of the goal square. Umpire goes time on. So because he's up for a set shot, the 30 seconds comes up on the screen. So Still side bottom, being the wily veteran that he is, goes, I'm going to fucking just run down the 30 seconds here because it's a set shot. Doesn't matter I'm in front. He just run literally from the wing all the way to the goal square. And he was heaving. He was like huffing and puffing. So he was like, you know what? I'll just hold the ball. I can take my time here. I've got 30 seconds. The whole time, the umpire was saying to him, you better hurry up and take the kick or I'm going to call play on. And side bottom's like, mate, I'm tired. What do you mean? He goes, oh, no, you're making a mockery here. You're just time wasting. And he goes, because I can. He goes, I'm lining up for a set shot. He goes, I'm lining up for a set shot. So he's just standing there lining up for the set shot. His head goes down. The umpire blows the whistle for play on. Goes, no, play on. Side bottom ends up kicking the goal. And then he goes up to the umpire and goes, mate, you can't do that. He goes, yeah, I can. He goes, you're making a mockery and you're just wasting time. He goes, because I can do that. I've got 30 seconds to take my kick.
He does.
So it just proves the AFL putting rules in and the players can't even use them. We saw Boomer Harvey that time waste the 30 seconds on the clock. Remember, he just stood there. He's like, yeah, I'll just waste the time when it first came in. So Sidebottom, doing the veteran thing, trying to run the clock down before half time. He's like, I'll just waste some time here. It's a guaranteed goal. Gets a play on call. Just imagine that gets touched or he gets tackled and pinned for holding the ball source. We would have been talking about it a lot more. So over to you, man. I can't believe, I don't know what the hell's going on.
For that, for just the absolute mockery that the AFL, are making of the game, and when the players exploit it, obviously you clearly don't like it. You guys are Lemons! AFL Lemons of the week.
It's just happened, but it's happened so much, Sauce.
It's too much. Too much.
You've seen it, man. One of the most famous ones, obviously, the rush behind rule. Obviously, Hawthorn got that changed, deliberate, because they went in a grand final against Geelong as the underdog, and they just kept handballing the ball in for a rush behind to avoid, obviously, Geelong scoring against them. Then, obviously, the other one that came in, Source, which has got the nominator ruckman, is because Hawthorn exploited the third man up. They exploited that. They won premierships out of it. So the AFL said, "Oh, we don't like dynasties because they're shit for the game." That's the way they look at things. It's like let's not encourage greatness. We've got to stop dynasties because we want every team to win a flag and share the love around. So they changed that one. They changed the rule because Richmond exploited a rule. So, and they changed the other one for Hawthorn. Changed so many rules of the game. They changed the one where they used to block the man on the mark. Hawthorn started that. They had a player come up, block the man on the mark. So it was pretty much the Stam rule before the Stam rule existed. So their player could play on. They had one of their teammates shepherd the guy on the mark so they couldn't run off the spot. And now
you make a great point. You made a great point. That's literally the stand. But you know what it is? It's the stand rule, but with tactics. You actually had to have teamwork. Someone come, employ that tactic so you can get around that guy on the mark. Now, the AFL just goes, fuck it, you got to stand there. The guy can just run right around you, right? And because the umpire is so slow to call play on when the guy actually plays on, the guy on the mark's literally got no chance.
He just stands there.
Catch him.
He just stands there with his hands down.
Right, exactly, right?
He's just like,
but this is what I mean.
Point.
What looks better? So where it actually is a tactic or it's literally gifted to you because the AFL is so incompetent in their rule making. It's just a joke. It is a joke.
It is a joke. I can't wait to see what happens this week. There'll be something this week that happens. Anyway, Source, let's move on to Hobby Talk, brought to you by Platinum Standard. Thank you to Platinum Standard Grading for that. Definitely send your cards over to us, mate. We do the bulk sub here in Victoria. Get them in. We look to send off bulk sub 4. I think it is now, Source. Is it 4 or 3? 3. 3. Yeah. All right. First on the agenda, bang, Chronicles, soccer. Here it is. We've got La Liga, Premier League, Serie A. Let's have a look at some of these cards. We've got Prism in there, Select in there. Number. So hobby boxes contain 15 cards per mini box and 3 mini boxes per master box. So the master box has a La Liga box, an EPL box, and a Serie A box in there. So look for 3 autographs or memorabilia cards and 9 parallels per master box on average. Look for numerous parallels of each brand in 21, 22 Chronicles, including one-on-ones and memorabilia parallels. Unwrap 3 autos or mem cards per box. Look for signers from the past and present of Serie A, La Liga, and Premier League. Inserts such as Noir, Spotlight Sigs, and Contenders autos. Hunt for 2 different autograph plus memorabilia inserts in silhouettes from Crown Royale. And Eponymous from Cornerstones. So we'll get a bit of a preview up for people that are watching this. Apologies for people at home. Select Pedri. You go Innovation, Eden Hazard, XR, Calvert-Lewin. We've got a Harry Kane to 5, Ronaldo, Pulisic,
The
Prism
rookie tickets in
Lamptey.
here, because usually the rookie tickets are in the Chronicles. That's what people chase the most.
You got Spectra, Origins.
Yeah, they just chuck everything in there.
There you go. Everything in here. There's your boy Karim, Giroud, Edison. There's the Cornerstones that you love so much, Source, that card.
I know, nice cards.
And we're back to the start.
And I just wonder if there's ever going to be a point where they actually go back to getting on-card autos in one of these products.
By the time that happens, Source, they won't have the
Used to.
license. So not
They
going to
used
happen.
to.
Yeah. All right, next one. Select UFC. There's your boys on there. He made the front of the box. Alexander the
Volk,
Great.
as he should.
Rightly so. Hobby boxes contain 5 cards per pack and 12 packs per box. Look for 2 autos, 1 memorabilia, and 12 Prism parallels per box on average. Collect a variety of hobby exclusive parallels, including iconic gold prisms and black prism 101s. New in 22, chase the super short printed artistic selection insert, falling less than 1 per hobby case on average. Search for a snapshot in history with and new, so like the and new, insert highlighting the moment 10 UFC stars became champions.
Thanks for clarifying that, Doma.
Yeah, because if I read it as the snapshot in history with the and new insert, it sounds like a freaking. It should be in quotation marks, by the way. Whoever freaking wrote the article and chase the ultra rare octagon
Panini,
size
they're peanuts.
silver prism. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the and new. Amanda Nunez. It's a select card. Clearly,
Should be Juliana Pena, mate.
Khabib stickers. Here's a Khabib sticker.
How much is? I think he's still involved with UFC, so I think he still does some
There's your
signing
boy,
and stuff.
Kamaru Usman, global icons, Anderson Silva. There she is.
She should say and you.
Paddy Pimblett, bit of an RC up there in the top left source.
Yeah,
there
funny thing about Paddy Pimblett, he tweeted out he signed one of those his Panini instant rookie cards. And he tweeted something out saying he wasn't happy about it. He won't be signing any more of these because this cheeky bugger has rubbed off his name, and because he signed it with like the guy's name on it, like whatever, and the guy's rubbed off the other writing and just left his auto in the corner and then put it up on eBay and sold it. And he goes, I remember vividly signing that. He goes, I'm not signing any more of these. This cheeky bugger has rubbed his name off just to make a quick buck because someone had it up there for like $200. So, to that bloke, you're an idiot. You ruined it for everyone. You get that signed. You put it in your PC. Right? If you signed it that in, and these athletes, they're smart. They sign it that way because they know, obviously, if I put your name on it, it's going to have no resale value to other people. Like they understand this. They're not stupid, right? So he's done that on purpose. It's cool that you've seen him in person. You got to meet him. You probably got a photo with him. Like, just take the experience for what it was. Keep the card in your PC and move on. Don't try and make a buck out of everything.
Thanks to Azuro as well, who's in the chat. He said there's Maradona autos in the Chronicles. I'll go through that very quickly, the checklist in a second. And Ronaldo autos for 3 different teams as well. So Juventus, Madrid, and United. Carry on with this select. There's McGregor, Chimaev, Adesanya, and that's the end of it. So check it out.
I'm interested to see what the hobby boxes release of this at, Doma.
Yeah, I will too, to be honest. But they're saying that Panini Chronicles It says 210 US, but for the master box, this one's 600. So for all three of them, it's about 600 US. So for one box,
Yeah, it's overpriced.
Yeah. So he's Ronaldo certified. That's a nice looking card. Origins of Busio. There's La Liga. Who else? Who's that? Lucas Martinez, rookie. Digne. I think we went through this a while back, but let's definitely have another quick look at it. Anyone that jumps out at your source, definitely have a look and shout out. Here's one, Pulisic in the Premier League set. So Serie A, Romagnoli's in there.
Taking the piss, aren't you? Pulisic.
Memphis Depay.
Yeah, I'm always looking for more vets.
Basuma. Timo Werner. He's a big proponent. Panini having a laugh.
They must have quite a few
price.
John Joe Salvi autos.
Azuro says Panini having a laugh with that price. Completely agree. Not breaking at that price, they can get stuffed. Yeah, it's fair enough. There's the absolutes. Let's just go to the autos.
I think it will come down. Like prices on boxes have been coming down. It's better.
XR, certified. There's so many sets in this. Fucking hell. Illusions.
Yeah, there's a lot of different sets. I mean, this is, ladies and gentlemen, before you go breaking this product, I suggest you going in breaks or
Flux is in there, mate.
Go have a look at the checklist, find out.
Here we go, Source.
Where there's potentially some value in teams and look for
rookie tickets. Look for the value. Here we go. Palistri, Gavi.
Yeah, Gavi would be the one that everyone wants.
Navarro. That's from obviously La Liga. From Premier League, Martinelli.
Matthew Hoppe. You remember we had Matthew Hoppe in the Bundesliga? He went to
we did.
Mallorca.
We did. Rookie ticket Serie A, Daniel Maldini. Raspadori as well. Yeah, they're all the other ones. Contenders autos. Who we got in here? Don't really care about those ones. Oh,
Raul's not bad.
Rodrigo. Yeah. Bakary Sanya, not Bukayo, as someone once called Bukayo Sanya Bakary. I'm not going to mention who that person is.
Mate, why? Why are they getting
Van der Beek?
Why are they putting his autos on Arsenal cards, man? Like, he was at Arsenal so long ago, and it's not like he was like, an Arsenal great. It's just disappointing.
Bro, Cannavaro, Maldini, Kalulu, Tonali, Antonio Rudiger for Roma, Hernan Crespo, Roberto Carlos, Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Roberto Carlos, I like that.
Dennis Praet. Fuck, I tell you what, the contenders autos with Serie A are on fire.
Yeah, looks like
cornerstones. You can get Fati, Ronaldo. Fuck, that'd be a sick card, man, to 10. Cornerstones auto Ronaldo from Madrid. That'd be a nice card. Really nice. You can also get him in the United right there as well. That'd be a sick card. Jack Grealish. Anyway, definitely check it out. I might
some good.
I'll chuck it in. I'll post it here. If people want to have a look, definitely have a look. There it is. I chucked it in the chat. But we do need to move on before we extend our stay. I think Source is the way to say it.
We're getting close to the hour and a half, and people's TikTok attention span. I mean, I'm surprised they even make it to the hour mark. The way
triple logo, man. Sold Source 2.4 mil.
Yep.
Thoughts? Good on it.
Congratulations! Congratulations to the
person that pulled it.
To three blokes that made bank on it, and you can't say that, Golden didn't promote it because they promoted the F out of it. And
Hammered it, bro.
Yeah, it didn't get the said price that they had put on it, but I don't know if you're new to the hobby, you'd be going, well, they're idiots. Well, it's not like they haven't done this before with other items and other big items, saying it's going to go for X amount and it goes for well
It
short.
always happens. It's just a marketing plan to get people's eyes on there to potentially get to that point. It's not guaranteed to get there. It's just to get people's interest.
That price for that card, where those patches, in my opinion, those logo man, probably
the
not
Bali
even
logo,
from
man.
Not even from LeBron jerseys. I'll put it out there. The absolute shithousery we've seen from Panini the last 3 years, I would not put it past them that they are not even from LeBron James jerseys. They're probably not even game worn. Just, pulled off a jersey, put it in there. Probably from the right jersey, probably just from a Judas Ilgauskas jersey his day in Cavaliers, or a Anton
Doobie
Jameson
Gibson.
or something like that. Doobie Gibson. Yeah. I'm serious. They just got one of the Udonis Haslem jerseys that he never, suited up in, but never, that is from Miami. Just
It's Mike Bibby logo man, it's Brunis Ilgauskas logo man, and a freaking, I don't know, Jared Dudley logo man on the Lakers.
Yeah.
And they just said, it's LeBron. Yeah, it's LeBron.
I'm telling you.
You're never going to know. You're actually never
You're never going to know, but I'm going to just put it out there as a bit of a piss take. But in all seriousness, I'm actually being serious. I genuinely don't think they are. But
yeah, the second
congratulations,
that went for 2.4.
Congratulations, man. 2.4 million. You're not going to be upset with that. 3 guys, and they're cashing in $700K each. You beauty.
2.4 mil source. The second most expensive lot that sold was actually a 03-04 rookie Upper Deck Exquisite Collection rookie patch, auto numbered to 23.
LeBron,
I think. Yes, of LeBron James signed.
2.1 million.
2.1.
Yeah.
The other thing too that people need to look at from a business perspective of Golden marketing this card to the moon is that it may, well, not that it may, it does. It gets people's eyes onto the Golden auction, not to bid on that card. They might save that card because they want to say, oh, what's it going to go for? But the fact that they get them to the site, they go through and have a look at what else is up for sale on the auction, and they then will bid on those products. So they get into people's pockets by filtering down those bids onto other products.
Gets them interested.
So it gets because they might tune in and be like, oh, fuck, there's a signed Jordan jersey or signed Curry shoes. And I love that stuff. And I love mem and I love tickets and I love this and I love that. So it filters down. So it's just great marketing using an iconic card like that. Obviously, Backyard Lemons pulled the triple logo man of Draymond, Steph, and Clay, which is automatically $1 million card because that's what people said it is. So it has to be $1 million. So that's going to be up there next. And then the third one that's going to be up on there is this bad boy source because we actually spoke about this card last week. This is, funnily enough, we spoke about this card last week, but I wouldn't have spoke about it if I knew who the owner of the card was. I genuinely would have just so if you listen to the show, we spoke about this triple logo man, the 04 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection, Jordan, James, Kobe, All NBA Access Pass 101, triple logo man. Slabstox put this up. What does this sale make this worth? If the LeBron went for 2.4, what's this go for? People in here saying it's worth 8 mil, 10 mil. Some guy put in here 25 mil. He goes, if the LeBron's 2, this should at least get 5+. But it's just, funnily enough, source. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to people out there, but this actually got slapped. It got graded. As we know, thicker cards like this usually prone to more damage, not always necessarily in the best condition. I can't see, this card, the condition it's in. Like, I can't see the front, I can't see the edges. I can see some whiting on the edge here. Like, if I put I can see whiting on the edge anyway. So, but I'm not saying that's going to affect the grade, because with PSA, their grading standards are a bit different. If you've got a print line through the middle of the card, it's a fucking 10. So it doesn't really matter. The whiting means nothing to me. So the whole thing is, I spoke about this card last week. It just so happens to be that this card belongs to the great and all-powerful being in the hobby, Shine 150. That's his account. I'll give it a shout out. I don't really care. I don't expect a shout out back about what I'm about to say about him. But the fact that the guy that has spent 90% of his time in Ken Golden's lives, all his lives, it's just Shine and Ken ripping this, flawless. Shine and Ken ripping that. It's just, this guy is the most seen guy with Ken Golden, gets his card on Golden auctions, but it goes through PSA, who Ken obviously has a connection with, and it comes back a 10. Is it coincidence? Is the card actually a 10? I don't know. But like I said to you, there's print line cards that are a 10. So there's no guarantee that this is actually a 10. Like, I don't know, Source. And you never know, because there's no such thing as subgrades with the Public Shilling Agency, which is PSA. Like, I can't tell you. But it's coincidental. Anyway, I put it out there. Your thoughts. Where do you think this card goes? Is this actually now the holy grail of cards? Because, you know, we dubbed the LeBron triple logo man, Source, the holy grail of basketball cards. Even that, you know, I think this card is 100 times better than the LeBron triple logo man.
Yeah, the card is definitely better.
Someone asked Source in a group today. They said, "Oh, that's if the logo man on the Upper Deck card actually belonged to Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron." I said, "There's more chance of Upper Deck actually putting a logo man from their jerseys." Like, I'll be 95% sure. I'm going to put a bit of 5% of doubt, but I'm 95% sure that they're game worn. Game worn. I can't see the back. I'd love to see the back, but game worn. Not player worn in some freaking... They sat on the toilet wearing their jersey and then they took it off because it got a bit of splashback. So they had to change their jersey before they ran out there. I'm telling you, Source. I genuinely think they'd be game worn. So I'm with you. It is a better card. No comment. I just wanted to put it out there. Just saying, Source. If you were my best mate, and you, which you are, but you know, you own a grading company, and I said, Saucy, come on, mate. Here's my Luke Shaw card that I've been using as a coaster for a year. Can you grade it for me? And just give me a 10 because he's the hottest thing in the hobby right now.
It just all pans out too well for Shine.
It just pans out too well for people that have got money in the hobby. Everything just seems to work out so well. Someone else put something else. I don't know if it's this.
If we own that card, Dom, we'd honestly get a PSA 4 on it.
So,
they'd give us a 4.
I forgot to save it.
Actually, they'd probably just slab it as not authentic.
You know what? I'll be able to find it here.
So just put it not authentic and not even slab it, sorry. Maddie, the Bulbo triple logo, man, I believe that was a piss take by someone, because if you look closely on the actual card at the top, it doesn't say flawless, it says priceless.
It does say priceless, correct.
So someone, I believe, has made that as a bit of a piss take.
It was on our favorite. It was on our favorite account, Source.
Least favorite account.
I probably can't even look it up anymore because they probably blocked us. Fuck, for all I know. No, they haven't yet. They said the market is dead. The market is dead, they say. Cards are dead, they said. If you ignore the final price paid, which of these cards would you want to add to your collection? They had the list of the top selling cards in the last Golden auction. And they obviously said, has this been edited? Yeah, no, it hasn't. The market is dead, they said. Cards are dead, they said. Dropping bombs. Someone here, Sports Card Nation podcast, I'm going to give him a shout out. They said That's a different echelon of the hobby. Frankly, it's a separate edifice of the hobby, not for comparison. Bought and sold by people unaffected by the macros. Couldn't agree more. So I keep saying to people, it's all a perception thing. It's all a perception thing. So anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. Next up, source.
Literally
is,
half a percent of people in the world, or 1% of people in the world, can play in that level.
Yeah.
Of buying those cards at that level, 200,000 plus a card. Like, yeah.
Anyway,
it's market is down, very, very down badly.
I'll message him right now. I'm going to message him now.
I really hope that means that wax prices can continue to drop, Doma, because I want to rip some wax for our channel and rip it at a good price. And I'm hoping it keeps going down.
I'm messaging him right now. I don't give a fuck. This is genuinely going to get me blocked. I'm messaging him right now. This is Ken on my phone. I'm messaging him right now. Live on the pod. This is what I'm going to say. Hi, Ken. Hope all is well. Was the triple logo man, MJ, Bron,
no idea where he's going with this, ladies and gentlemen,
Kobe, genuinely a 10? Or is the concern by the hobby true that it got the grade because it was your mate Shine's card? There you go.
We'll ask him.
Bang. Sent.
There we go. We've had combos with him, so
I've had a conversation with him. I just want to know. He's going to say you've lost the plot, whatever. I'm just going to say it's genuine concerns. They've been saying this to us, Ken. Oh, I'm just clearing it with you. I'm not trying to start trouble. It's just too convenient.
We don't need to start trouble. We're here to ask the question. We're here to ask the question that get posed to us in our DMs.
We're here to ask the question that no other fuck is going to ask the question.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's going to get denied. Let's be honest. It's going to get denied. But it is very, very, bizarre for a card of that nature. Thick stock card. Had multiple handings. The way they've had to put 3 logo mans in it. You got that foil around there that's always prone to scratching.
You can already see a bit of whiting on the edging too. Yeah, so it's not to say that it's not on the back of it. There's a back corner that's whited. You don't know. I'm not saying that it's not a 10. I'm just saying it's pretty convenient. And if that card came out and said it was going to auction and no one knew what it was, who owned it, source, it's like, oh, sick, this card's up there. That's mint. It got a 10, whatever. But the fact that it's come out that it's one of his good mates that owns the card, like I wouldn't have made that public that he owned the card. As simple as that. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's move on. White box replacement card source. They're
coming thick and fast.
Emily's getting inundated, source.
Emily is going to be out of a job. How many white box one of ones she's been throwing out?
Yes. When there's always a good thing in the hobby, source, the hobby finds a way to ruin it.
Yeah, they do.
Why are you mentioning that I'm messaging and I'm DMing Emily and Emily's sending me this and Emily's doing this and Emily's doing that? Why do you want Panini to know that Emily's giving us better cards? Why? Just shut the F up. Stop saying Emily. Just say Panini keeps giving me these cards as replacements. Panini. I email Panini. That's all you have to say. Don't say Emily. There's probably only one Emily that deals with replacement cards in the department. They're going to come and say, Emily, we need to audit your emails here. Apparently, people have been asking for white box replacements. Emily's going to say, listen, I don't. And it's like, no, we still need to order your emails. And she's got 1 million emails with bloody requests on redemptions. And they're just like, what cards are you sending him? Did you send him the actual card? Nah, send him a 1-on-1 of a Shaq, a 1-on-1 of this.
There's been some crazy shit, Dom, because there's been even ones of occasions where someone's got a replacement card for another card, and then there's actually a current redemption out for that specific card, and they've given that card as a replacement for another redemption, but the guy who has the original redemption for that actual card didn't even get the card. So the shambles that is going on at Panini is ridiculous.
I've heard that they've been creating cards that are not even in the set. Like there's a replacement card for this. But we said this ages ago, Source, when there was like that arbitrage opportunity to exploit this. And we said, but what happens eventually down the track if someone rips that box and they pull the redemption for the card, the number 2 of 5, for example, whatever it is. It's not numbered, but you pull the card, but because you've replaced it all, like you've given the rest of the print run as replacement cards, what happens? Then the person actually pulls the redemption, can't even redeem the card. And that's what's happening now. It's like, well, it's a number to 5, but they're printing a 6th card. Well, just imagine that, Source. There's 2 3 or 5s out there in existence.
I wouldn't put it past Panini to do some absolute gibberish like that.
That would be out of control. It'd be so funny. Just imagine we both sent in a redemption, Source. We both got the same card back. And you go, oh, I got my redemption for a Ja Morant to 5, RPA. And I'm like, yeah, I got mine back today, Source. Oh, what's yours numbered? Oh, mine's 3 or 5. What's yours? Mine's also 3 or 5.
So now there's 6 in the print run.
So there's 6 in the print run. Insane, that, Source. It wouldn't put it past me if Panini printed all 5 of them that were numbered 3 or 5. Because that's how incompetent they are at the moment. There's 5 3 or 5s. Oh man, it's just out of control, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. People out there keep trying to get these good replacement cards. Get your Ja Morant autos, Zion autos as replacements, freaking Steph Curry autos as replacements, Jokic autos as replacements. I've seen Shaq autos as replacements. Like people getting some really, really nice cards for a lot of them being LaMelo autos and stuff.
Remember the other this was probably, I'm gonna say it was around episode, I'm gonna say like maybe late 70s, early 80s. So it's about 25 weeks ago. Remember when we brought up on the show, there was that guy that got all those white box replacements for LaMelo when LaMelo first came out, and they thought, oh, he's never going to sign. So he sent it in. They sent in the white box replacements, but he got like, I think it was like 3 cards for the LaMelo. I remember he had some of the most ridiculous shit. It was on that thread. Do you remember that? And it was like a Shaq. Did he get a Shaq shoe? Like Souls of the Game auto. There was a whole bunch of cards in there. And we were looking at it going like, this was a replacement for a LaMelo Ball auto that he potentially is never going to sign. And he got all this. Like, so it's been happening for ages. Now people are just dropping Emily. Poor Emily, man. I feel sorry for you, love. I wish you all the best.
Hopefully you still got a job in 3 months.
Yeah, hopefully. If not, because you're giving away stuff like that for free, there'll always be a job for you at PSA because you can just give out 10. So you make people happy still. So there's always a job for you out there. All right. Speaking of PSA, that's where I'm heading into, Source. I'm going to bring this one up. The card. So card _lab_. All right. Australian account. Some Giddy cards my kid got signed at the Josh Giddey basketball camp, fresh back from PSA cards. Swipe to photo 3 to see how PSA like to kindly remind us who's boss and kick us in the teeth from time to time. $120 US per card cost, by the way. All 3 cards signed at the same time. The best looking Don Russ Elite RC to 999 was apparently not authentic. Signing was filmed at PSA card if you want to give me a do-over. All right, so sending three card Source. Authentic Auto 8 on one of them. Authentic Auto 8 on the second one. Didn't get authenticated. Now, I have a plausible reason why this happened. As you can see, I put a rhetorical question in here. So they don't reimburse you the money. You know it's rhetorical if you listen to this show. I'm not being dumb because you know that how many times Source and I said it's just there to just resend your card so they make more money. Yeah. He obviously responds with his response, and I just said, love how they take the money with proof of SIG. I guess this is what happens when these bums take on average 30 seconds to look over each card. So I actually have a plausible theory source, which I ran by you before the podcast, as to why this card in question, the Elite to 999, was not authenticated. So, ladies and gents out there, Card Lab, I've actually got a plausible answer for you, and I'm here to solve all your problems.
Why they haven't authenticated it.
All right. 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, we established that with the backlog, how many cards they grade in total, all right, there is, on average, 30 seconds per card graded, all right? That's how we did it. It's probably not that, but we're sticking with 30 seconds. So the only plausible answer I can think of, Source, is that we do simple addition. So you add the time duration of the video that was sent in, all right, which all 3 cards getting signed could have gone for about 20 seconds. 20 seconds for the video, and then we'll say 5 seconds to quickly say these are authentic on the paperwork. As soon as they hit 31 seconds, it was on the Elite to 999. Unfortunately, it broke the bank on the 30-second average to grade the card, so it becomes too hard basket. That's genuinely my theory behind it. Even that it should take a minute and a half. They wanted to fit. He wanted to break a world record, Source. He wanted the Guinness Book of Records of authenticating 3 Josh Giddey cards within 30 seconds. All jokes aside, though, the fact that there was proof of evidence and there was a video, and you still denied the authentication on one of them when you authenticated the other 2. So what are you saying? Like
that we're in the same video.
This is the thing that I don't understand with PSA Source. So you're telling me you've got 3 cards from one sub, so from Card Lab. So it says card_lab_, whatever his true name is. I don't know what it is, but it says it there. He's got 3 cards. All right, the 3 in question in the photo I just showed you. The 3 cards come accompanied with a video. Are you telling me that a different, like the same grader, didn't get all 3 cards? It was spread across multiple graders to authenticate the cards. This is the thing I'm not understanding. Like, did the grader go, yeah, I've authenticated these 2 first. I don't want to authenticate that one. Like, I don't think it was signed, even though I can clearly see in the video that he signed it.
I'd be interested to see.
How does that work?
If the video evidence did get given to PSA, I don't know if it did, because by the sounds of the way he wrote it, that with video evidence, I don't know, right? All I know is it just goes to show that, I mean, PSA will just find ways to rip you off, whether it be not give you, some true grades, or, giving you PSA 4s and 5s on cards that are clearly not 4s and 5s, giving 10s on cards that clearly aren't 10s, giving you grades that you don't want, all for the purpose of you to resend it so they can charge you again. I'm telling you, it's part of their business plan. Part of their business plan to do a portion of cards, so you want to send it again. And why will you want to send it to PSA again? Because PSA holds the most weight when you go try and resell it on the secondary market. So they'll go, well, of course they'll send it to us again. Card Lab, my suggestion to you would be that one there. Keep it for your PC. Send it to PSG grading. They'll definitely authenticate it, because I know that they were heavily involved in that Giddey event. Him coming down here and the basketball camp, they organised the one up in Gold Coast. So I'm sure they'll authenticate it for you, knowing that it is legit. So, yeah, maybe send it off to them, keep it in the PC, and fuck PC.
It just becomes... second last thing, Hobby Hangout is this Saturday, Source. Looking forward to it for, obviously, our friends over in Sydney and people from Melbourne, all over the country heading in there. Unfortunately, we won't be there this year. Hopefully, we can get there next year. We've just had a few things come up and we're just unable to make it. So wishing everyone all the best. Hopefully, you hit some stuff if you're ripping boxes. Hopefully, you get what you want for your PC. If you're trading, you're buying. Just have fun. Honestly, just have like just have a ball. That's all I can say. It's obviously a very well-run event with Andrew at the helm. He's done a great job twice already, or 3 times already. So I'm sure it will be mint sauce. What else can you say? They've been the best hobby shows we've ever had. So wish them all the best. Last but not least, do you have a saucy smoky by any chance? No smoky? Let's get into insert of the week, Sauce. This one is compliments of yourself this week. And we're sticking with the Skybox theme because, as we said,
Skybox, 94, 95, Emotion Basketball. There's 121 cards in the base set. Then there's the Emotion Excited and the Emotion Intense, where the Excited has 20 cards and the Intense has 10. So I'll open those up. Even the base cards are pretty cool. Like just some of the base cards that you can go through and see. I will chuck this in the chat. So if anyone wants to have a look at the set and see the different cards, excited. You've got a Kenny Henderson, Anthony Hardaway, Tim Hardaway, Grant Hill, Jim Jackson, Eddie Jones, Jason Kidd, Dan Magee, Jamal Mashburn, Lamar Murray, Gary Payton, Wesley Pearson, Scottie Pippen, Mark Price, Mitch Richmond, Isaiah Ryder, Latrell Sprewell, John Stockton, Rod Strickland, and Nick Van Exel. So we'll have a look at, hang on, here, bring up the John Stockton so we can see it a little bit closer. There it is there. Excited. John Stockton.
That's
and
a
this
nice
is
card,
the
man.
card on the back. We'll have a look at another one. We'll have a look at the Scottie Pippen here. So this is the set that has 20 in it. There we go. And then this is the Intense. This is where it has the big boys. So obviously you got the Jordan. Here's the Jordan here.
So what's that set called? Excited?
This is the other one that I showed before was X-sided, and this one's N-tense. So Emotion N-tense. You got the Charles Barkley. There you go. Who else you got? You got Sean Kemp. Pretty cool card is him dunking it. Probably not the best photography on that one, but a lot of the other photography is pretty good. Who's this?
Nice
Karl
cards,
Malone,
man. Jordan, obviously the
shot.
most expensive in the set when it comes to
Jordan.
graded.
Correct.
The moment, but Barkley 105 and a PSA 9 for the Intense.
So it's not too expensive.
Shaq a PSA 9, $88.
It's a definitely affordable set.
Yeah.
So, check it out. 1994 Skybox Emotion set. I dropped the link.
I like
in the chat on YouTube, and if I remember, I'll put it in the description of the video. Hopefully,
the Excited look really good too, man.
Yeah, it's just good imagery. Some good imagery in there.
Intense is nice because it's got obviously Jordan and Shaq in there. Excited BGS 95 rookie.
Well, that's
it's actually a Grant Hill. It's actually Grant Hill rookie source.
All right, there you go.
So that's at BGS 95 for 200, PSA 10 for 130. It's his rookie card, so that's an interesting one. Penny Hardaway, as you mentioned, is in there. Yeah, so it's his rookie. Very nice. There's actually a nice. I'll bring this up just really quickly. Where'd it go? This one here. There's a nice card here. This is just in the 94 Emotion, just the base set source. I'll bring my screen up. It's a horizontal card. It's actually a Jordan. It says Air Jordan. He's wearing the 45 jersey.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that's just one from the set. The back.
That's just the base card, right?
Just the base card. Yeah, there you go.
And
yeah. I know what that's going for. $30 US. Probably fucking haggle him down. So there you go. Good set, Sauce. I like it. Global said he recently spent around $1K on 90s inserts. Fuck. I love it. It's awesome, mate. Done and dusted, I think, Saucy. Awesome. Good insert set to drop at the end of the pod. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in and listening to us rant and rave like lunatics once again. 104 episodes in, 2 weeks to a second birthday on this podcast, Sauce. So thank you once again to everyone that keeps constantly supporting us. And on behalf of Saucy, the great man, and myself, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.